What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is TopCap Gaming, and welcome back to another Meet My Loadout. Now, considering that for me, school has been slowing down quite a bit, no longer having to worry about the rush period with my work and my clubs, where pretty much every other part of my free time was busy. I can finally start relaxing and getting back into the flow of making videos. So, continuing off of what I've been working on, I have covered my scout, my spy, my sniper, my engineer, my demo man, and my soldier. So that means only 3 classes left. So, I'd love for all of you to meet my heavy. Incoming! The heavy is definitely high on my list. He, to begin with, has been a long-time favorite of mine. He has probably some of the most funny dialogue you can create with his voice commands. And he's just overall really fun to play as. Super tanky, being able to dish out a lot of damage, and medics definitely flock to you as the first person to pocket. So, with that being said, let me start covering what I have for my loadouts. My attacking loadout is pretty standard. It's a minigun with a sandwich and the gloves of running urgently. It's definitely the most common loadout that you'll see for most heavy setups. The minigun is just reliable. There's no downsides to it. You can use it in pretty much any given situation, whether that be attacking or defending. The sandwich is really good, especially if you have a pocket medic with you, being able to keep him healed or other teammates healed, or push come to shove, healing yourself if you find yourself alone. It just means that you're going to survive much more longer, so you can definitely shoot more tiny babies. And to finally tie it all together, the gloves of running urgently. Definitely when you come out of spawn, really nice being able to get back up to the front lines or being able to navigate around the map much quicker than if you had pretty much any other glove. The downside of it being that you're pretty much marked for death. You don't have to worry about it too much because I usually switch out of the gloves when I feel like I'm going to be getting close to where enemies are going to be. So, yep, that's pretty much my attacking loadout, and let's move on to my defending loadout. My defending loadout I actually use more often just because of how fun it can be and how practical it is. So I have the Tomislav, the Buffalo Steak Sandwich, and the Fists of Steel. This one is really good because of the Tomislav's stats. It's definitely one of my favorites about it is there's no reduction in damage, so it's definitely high up on my list of miniguns that I like to use. And considering how it's more accurate, it's easier to deal damage from a greater distance away. So, being a defending loadout, you're able to kind of keep enemies further at bay. Even though you have a slower firing speed, you can still hit targets for more damage from a longer distance. And then pairing up the Steak Sandwich and the Fist of Steel makes for some pretty hilarious moments. One of my favorites is being able to just eat this, then going up to enemies that are trying to push through your defenses and punching them in the face. usually they'll panic and try shooting you, and they don't realize that the better option is to whip out their melee and try melee fighting you, because you'll definitely take more damage from melee sources than from any other range source. So, definitely, like I said before, makes for some pretty hilarious moments for just straight up punching people in the face with mini crits and faster movement speed. And speaking of which, the steak sandwich also can act as a regular sandwich to heal teammates, so good for defenses. And you mostly use this for yourself when you want to be able to navigate the map quicker, such as if defenses are being pushed up or falling back, or if you need to get to your defenses from spawn, eating this and then just running to there makes for a pretty useful combination in pair with the Fist of Steel. So that is pretty much my defending loadout. Now this is my fun loadout. I love the Holiday Punch, and if I could get a Strange, I would. And pairing up with the Hulong Heater, it makes for some pretty hilarious moments where you're just lighting people on fire and then punching them and making them laugh as they burn. I'm not too picky about which minigun that I want to use for this fun loadout. I mostly use the Hulong Heater, so I burn through ammo, quite literally burn through ammo quicker, so that way I have a better excuse to use the Steak Sandwich and the Holiday Punch combo. Steak Sandwich, like I explained before, being able to gain mini crits and movement speed, definitely pairs up well with the Holiday Punch for being able to get to enemies quicker. And yeah, just forcing them to taunt. And one of my favorite things is actually doing the Putis Pow command. Just saying put dispenser here right before he shouts pow makes him say Putis Pow. I probably will make a compilation video of Putis Pows somewhat in the future when I have more time to record. So yeah, that's pretty much my fun loadout. And finally, my MVM loadout. I've played probably 1 or 2 games as the heavy in MVM. Not too much to go into it. Pretty standard. You just use the Brass Beast for more damage, more damage, more damage against those robots. Sandwich, definitely helpful for healing yourself and healing other teammates. And the gloves are running urgently for being able to get back to the front lines in order to help defend against those menacing robots. So, not too much to explain about this one. Pretty standard MVM loadout, if you ask me. And yeah, so that is pretty much all of my loadouts for the heavy. Like I said before, he's definitely one of my favorite classes to play as. And yeah, I usually never have a bad time playing as heavy just because of how hilarious his voice commands can be. So yeah, with that being said, that wraps up my loadout for the heavy. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Alright, take care. So, pretty much I've covered the scout, the sniper, the spy, the engineer, and the demoman.